This political consultation has indeed been political and most interesting. I think we had very frank and open deliberations and almost worked hard at solving the problems of the world. If they could all agree with us, we'd have a wonderful world. We agreed that it is important that we put greater effort at elevating the bilateral relationship and active cooperation between the Republic of South Africa and the Republic of Tunisia. We do already have a memorandum on economic and technical cooperation, which allows us to have a range of activities in a number of sectors, and we need to pursue its provisions much more actively. We also are working hard at creating a joint trade and investment committee, which we hope will draw together the private sectors of Tunisia and of South Africa, and so build greater partnership in business and entrepreneurial activities. Tunisia has been very successful as a country in ensuring it has a very robust tourism sector and has a really strong medium-sized business sector which drives the economy, and we'd like to build similar enterprises in our country. We agreed in our discussions that we share many views on global matters and believe that the world needs to be fairer, that Africa has to have a stronger place in global affairs, and also that more energy must be brought to ensuring that the people of Palestine enjoy freedom and justice, and the people of Western Sahara enjoy their desire for self-determination. We also agreed that as the two countries, we have to strongly support the African Union Commission in advancing our agenda of change and development in Africa, and that is to give greater impetus to Agenda 2063, the Africa we want, as well as much more solid attention to the steps toward implementation of the AfCFTA, the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. In agreeing on the AfCFTA, we stressed that what we wish to see is the increase of productive capacity on the African continent. We wish to beneficiate our minerals. We want to increase food security with agricultural production happening on the African continent. We want to build new enterprises. So we wish to trade in Africa with African-produced goods as well as goods from the rest of the world. But the productive capacity on the continent must be expanded. We also agreed that we support the debates and calls for the reform of the United Nations, particularly its Security Council, for it to be more representative, more efficient, and democratic in its practices, and that as we set about reform, we must ensure that we have a United Nations that can help us to retain peace in the world. We agreed that our leaders should support the momentum toward engendering peace, stability, and security, not just on the African continent, but everywhere where there is conflict. And that we must ensure that as the two countries working together, we carry out the task of advancing peace and freedom on our continent, because it is only when we have these attributes that we would achieve true development, not just in Africa, but throughout the developing world. And finally, we did discuss BRICS. I thanked the Honourable Minister for having led Tunisia's delegation to BRICS, and I hope that the Minister's visit is just a precursor to many more engagements between Tunisia and South Africa. And so, dear Minister, thank you for our deliberations, to you and your delegation.